Okay, here we are.
All right, and we're back with game two.
Okay,
Mixed
game
doubles
two.
action.
Yep, and they switch colors, so now Diane and Lawrence are going to be in red and Cohen in black. We need to switch this.
Yeah, we got to switch that. So I'm going to take a break here and do some technical corrections. So everybody just stick with us. Peter, keep talking.
Okay, so Diane shoots first with the red weights. And she quickly corrected. She did not shoot it too far because those reds are moving much faster than the blacks. Let's see how Rachal answers. Here's her shot. And it looks good. She almost scores a 10, but catches the line in the 8. Here's Diane's second shot. Still looking to come up the alley. Her shot's off. Ooh, and she's got the red bug and throws herself into a 10 off. Those red weights are floating much faster than the blacks, and here comes Rachel's shot, and it comes up short. So we have a 10 off red. Let's see what Diane does. Does she look to clear this, or does she look to mitigate and score?
I'm going to go ahead and just give a shout out to the guys in the truck, in the graphics truck, for doing that quick swap on the graphic presentation here today.
And Diane's third shot, again, very far. Doesn't throw herself into a 10 off, but right off the board. So we still have a 10 off red. Yes, thank you to the guys in the truck for that quick editing. And Rachel's third shot still short. She's still trying to get used to those black weights. What do you say, Rick? Is she going to score here?
You know, I'm glad you brought up the point of the black weights versus the yellow weights. The yellow ones move much quicker than the black ones. I mean, the book says they weigh the same, but I played with those discs. You played with those discs. The black ones require a little bit more effort.
They do.
To get down the court. And so it'll be interesting to see how Rachal makes the adjustment here.
Yes. She's been coming up short, and looks like she might be coming up short again. And she does. So we have a 10 off red.
10 off red only?
10 off red only.
Early opportunity.
So let's see how the men answer with the change in colors and change in weight speed. Bill will be the first one out. He's a seasoned veteran, so he should adjust properly to the weights. Okay. And Bill comes up and scores a high 8.
Give myself a little pepper, too.
There you go. And Dan answers back by taking the weight off. There's no score on the board. Here comes Bill's second shot. Looking to split his weight, and he misses. And, almost throws himself into a 10 off.
So close. So
close.
I mean, not that close. I mean, maybe an inch and a half.
Whoa. Dan fires a shot down there and clears the red. And Bill scores a very, very deep 7.
A well-protected 7.
Very well protected. He came up that alley and worked the curve of the board to his advantage. And Dan quickly looks to block that up.
He's
and
going to
score.
slide that right in. Oh, you know what?
Did he catch a line? He caught a line, just the 7 red. It was a great shot, but then it slowed down very quick.
Just needed a little bit more.
A little more pepper.
A little more pepper. That's a technical shuffleboard term, pepper.
Yes, it is. And Bill looks just to block up things and throws a weight up there. Let's see what Dan answers. And he's just looking to score. And I think
he's going to drive that a little too deep and all the way through.
So we just have a 7 red. which gives us a -3 red with no score for the black. Folks, for everybody watching, the yellow weights we call red for the old days when the weights were actually red and black, and in tribute to that, we continue to call the yellow weights red for all those people who are wondering why we're saying red.
You know, Peter, I was out in Lakeside, Ohio for a tournament out in back in July and had the pleasure of playing with some old Dimco discs.
Wow.
In the classic red and black color scheme.
Wow, there you go. So there's your explanation, folks.
Vintage discs. Shout out to my friends out at Lakeside.
Great.
They run a great club out there. Great club.
That's fantastic. And Rachal puts up a first weight 7. And Diane looks
A
just
nice
to
middle
score.
of the road 7. I think it's on the number. It's covering
It
the
is.
number. And I think Diane's going to match it.
Diane matches it. Diane's not looking to do anything more than score in this match.
No, and I think that's the right strategy. You know, let's just score. The first game was a little bit of a cat and mouse
Yeah.
situation.
And look at this. Look at this.
Got a pair
Rachel's
of
finding
sevens
her
on
speed. A pair of sevens.
She
Yeah.
likes the black disc. The black discs agree with her.
Yes, I agree with that. She's found her speed with that. Now looks like Diane might go cross court and try and take off one of those weights. And that's what she's trying to do, and she does. Doesn't keep the weight on, but it's still back to a 7-7. I tell you, Rick, it looks like Diane uses a little bit more strategy in her shooting.
She's a very deliberate shooter. She takes her time. She doesn't take too much time. It's a comfortable pace, but certainly it's a thought out stratagem.
Yes.
And I think that is the benefit of playing with somebody of Bill's caliber.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You know,
But Rachal does answer back and take her 7 off, so right now we have a 7 black only. Of course, Diane does have the last weight. She has the hammer. And she looks to take the weight off again, and she does. There's no score on the board.
I think Rachel's got to look at clearing that disc. You don't want to leave a splitting opportunity.
Of course, I agree with that. And that looks like what she's doing.
Yeah, she's going to push it.
And
she's gonna
she
drive it by
misses.
and no.
Oh, and almost
Nearly
throws
puts
herself
herself
into
in
a 10-0.
harm's way.
Yes.
Nearly puts herself in harm's way.
Yes, yes. And
Now
here's-
that is close to being in the kitchen.
Yes, it is.
I can see from up here. That's
and here's
close.
here's a big scoring opportunity again for the Tobin. Shot.
Looking for
and-
Splitsville.
Oh,
She's going
no.
to drive it right by.
And there's no score on the
score
board.
on the side.
Very interesting scoring.
So after 3 frames, we sit at -3 on the red side and 0 black.
It's amazing. Let's see what the men can do now.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a shout out to Jim and Kelly Grady
Yes.
for having us today.
Yes, thank you.
Second year that we're back with coverage of the late rounds of the Shuffle Tourney. And it's great to be back. I love this club. You know what's not to love?
Exactly.
The
Great club.
mushrooms going. The kids are having fun.
Yep, and it's a great, beautiful day. And Dan with the first shot with a black 7. And Bill looking to answer back right away by taking the weight off and scoring his own 7.
He cleared that like it was good for him.
Yes.
You know why? Because it was good for him.
It was good for him. And Dan looking to answer right back. And
And the daddy man picks up 7.
Oh.
Now, you guys at home can't see, but I refer to Daniel as the daddy man because he's wearing a T-shirt identifying himself as the daddy man.
The daddy man.
Yes, daddy man.
And Bill looks to block, and he throws up an 8, so he's got 15 red, 7 black. Let's see what Dan decides to do with this.
I think you got to throw it hard and you got to clear them both.
I think he's trying to do that. He doesn't throw it hard enough. He's actually trying to score himself, and he catches a line. What does Bill do here? Does he block it up?
I think he just parks another 8 in up top.
I think he's trying to do that. And he's going, almost drops it in there, but he does block it up. He avoids Dan taking his own weight off.
That's like a whole life insurance policy.
It
It's like
is.
the good whole life. You know, when you pay in all the cash.
Ooh,
But
Dan.
then, like, when you're old, it's good because it's, like,
Yes.
you know, the tax implications or something, I'm told, with the whole life policy.
Yes, yes, yes. Dan looked to squeeze that by and missed, and he caught the top weight. Here we go. Bill's got the hammer.
Not
Let's
like one
see
of
what
those
his shot-
term policies, you know?
Let's see what his shot does. Yes. He's going to look to score here.
He's going to help himself to a nice...
10 off.
Oh,
no.
A rare drive-by from Bill
Rare
Lawrence.
drive-by. Again, not realizing the speed of the red weights.
He's going to take 15 for his trouble.
He is.
So we're going to go to 12 on the red side, 0 on the black side.
It's early yet. It's only 12 to 0, so
I
there's
got
time.
3:15 on my clock.
You're a funny guy. Here we go. Red's out. So black has the hammer. Diane's setting up for her shot. And she's looking to go down the alley again. What brought her here? And she scores a... Oh, just
misses on the
just
7.
misses.
Just misses on the 7.
Again, those red weights are floating very quickly.
I wouldn't be afraid of trying to tuck that one into the soup.
I wouldn't either, but it
You know,
looks like...
this is a must-win match for the Cohens.
Yeah.
So, you know, I generally wouldn't suggest going to the kitchen early, but at this point, it's a battle for survival. We got to get to a game 3.
I agree with you on that, but I think Rachel's just looking to figure out the speed and score, and she came up a little short on that one. Diane adjusts her speed, comes across, and catches the middle of the board. Rachal throws out another one a little too short. Again, Rachel's struggling with her speeds from time to time.
She's succeeded in blocking up her side of the board,
Which
which
doesn't
is
help.
not ideal. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. Shout out to all the fans down there.
Great crowd today.
Look at
Great
the crowd. What a great crowd.
Celebrity row over there. We got Dave Strands. We got defending men's champion Connor Lawrence. Kevin Ludwig. Is that Frankie?
That is Frankie there.
Frankie's
That's
in the
Frankie.
house. All
Yes.
right. Back to the action. And, that 7 is going to score. That's going to be a
score.
net 7.
So Rachel tries to take a block off, but doesn't do it enough and scores a 7 on for the opposite team.
Now, I think Diane goes to like a nice high 8 here.
I think
You
so.
know,
She looks like she's going cross court again, and she is. And
just spread the risk around.
uh-oh.
And
Yeah.
drove it right by.
You know, she's been going straight up the middle with most of her shots so far. We are a little bit. Oh, and Rachel tries to take off the weights, but there's still a 7 red on the board.
That's better, right?
Yeah, but you don't see these guys at all.
All right, come on through.
Right there.
Again, we couldn't do this without the camera guys. The camera guys doing a great job out here today, making the adjustments. Making the adjustments to bring the action home.
Here's Dan's shot, and he's going up the line, and he scores the 7.
That's going to be a good 7 for him. Because Bill's got that Tampa. He threw that Tampa pilot, and he scored behind the Tampa pilot, but no, he didn't. He
doesn't.
caught a little bit of line on that.
He did. He's playing that curve in the board, but just caught the line, and I think Dan is going to look to block up his 7.
I'll tell you what Bill's going to do is he's going to go Splitsville on that line.
He is.
We talked about that Tampa earlier in the pregame.
Yes, we did. So question for you. Does he go and block up that side and avoid him splitting a 7, or does he block his own 7?
He's got, Black needs to get some points on the board. So he should just go on and score over there, protect his 7, add a little bit. He's got a nice 8 on that.
That's what he did.
And I'm wondering if Bill's going to leave it be. I think he might leave it be.
He's going to look to score.
He's not going to worry about that hammer. Because if he can get a piece of Splitsville right here, which I believe he's about to, what a
He just
masterful
did it.
shot. A masterful shot.
So he matches 15 points each. But Bill doesn't mind because he's standing with a 19-point lead in the game, so he's fine going point for point.
I think Daniel's got to be thinking about a potential three-bagger here.
I think Daniel's going to try and shoot to the outside and take one of those weights off.
Got that hammer in his pocket. He's
Oh,
not
no.
afraid to use it.
He comes up to block. He comes up to block, and he does put up the right block. Let's see what Bill has to answer for that.
Now, I'm not Nostradamus, but I think Bill's going to drive one right down the right side and drop it right into the 8.
That's exactly what he's going to try and do. He hits his own weight.
Oh, and that's going to cost him his scoring disc.
It is. So now it's only 7 red and 15 black.
7 red and 15 black.
And this is an opportunity for black to get back in the game really quick. A score here.
You think he shoots it to the right side?
He is going right up the alley, and
he better call Sally. Oh, this is going to be critical. I don't think he made it.
I don't think he made it. No.
All right, 15 black only, right?
And
7 red.
7 red.
Come on. We're on after this.
So we have 26 red, 22 black. Black's out shooting. And again, Rachal struggling to find her speed. Comes up with a very high block on her side. Diane Tobin's first shot.
Are they going to come down here or no?
She's been coming up the middle quite a bit with her shots so far.
Okay.
Let's see if she makes any adjustments.
Yeah, Peter, I'm back. Just had a visit from my wife, Jill Clover.
There you go.
We're scheduled to play the match after this.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you.
I don't think she's that excited about it.
I don't think so. She didn't look too excited.
No, she's not pumped.
Yeah. And Diane, still struggling to find her place, comes straight up the middle again. And here's Rachel's.
I'll tell you what, I'm
shot.
just glancing at the score, and I'm noticing it's 26-22, so Black is right back in this thing.
Black is right back in it, yes. And there's no weights on the board except for that one weight sitting right there precariously almost to the 10 off.
Ooh.
Let's see what Diane does, because she's been coming straight up the middle. Now she makes the adjustment to come up the side, and it looks good. She does score the 8.
Smooth Jazz 8.
A smooth Jazz 8, that's right. She finally found her spot on the alley. Here comes Rachel's shot, and it looks good. She found her speed, and she scores a 7. So they've made their adjustments and look like they found their speed on this round.
Yeah, I got to say, Rachel's much more comfortable throwing the black weights.
I think so. I agree with you on that.
The body language is telling me that that's the case. She's happy with where they're going.
And Diane looking to score on the opposite side, but doesn't. So it's still just 8 red, 7 black. Oh, and Rachal shoots it at the 8.
Coming in
and
hot.
She takes it off and almost scores a 10 off, but she takes it off. She did leave her 7 open though for the final shot by Diane. Here's the hammer.
Do you think she goes for Splitsville and possibly tries to clear the black 7?
I don't know.
That would be an aggressive shot. It's
And
what her partner would do, and that's what she's going for.
Oh
my! Oh, a dangerous game. A dangerous game. And a stolen hammer. A theft of hammer.
A theft of hammer, and again, open board, no score.
Wow, and Black takes their first lead, right?
Yes, they do.
First lead on the match for the Cohens. That was quite a turning point.
It was. Again, that hammer not doing what it's supposed to.
No.
Okay, well.
It's a common offense, the stolen hammer.
It is. Oh, look.
That was a misdemeanor stolen hammer.
No, yes, it was.
Nobody's convening a grand jury.
Dan comes out and tries to do the block, and it works. It works because Bill takes a corner off of his shot and edges the black.
I think Cohen goes right to Splitsville on this thing.
I think so. I think he's going to try it
He
right
smells
now.
blood. He's smelling blood.
Yes. He's hanging on. He's waiting for a shot. Here it comes.
He's going to get it. I think
He's got the 10 black.
10 black only. 10
It was
black
a
only.
good try. Good try.
Now, Bill's going to take that 10 right off of there. I mean, that thing's
You would
in
think
dangerous
so,
species,
but he left
no,
it.
he's going
He
for it.
left
He's going to
it.
go to
He left it, and
he drove it right by. Drove it right by.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah,
way through.
he
All the way
did.
through.
Bill is still struggling to find his speed up the alley as well.
Interestingly, I think that disc, I think the court technically extends like about 2 inches behind that back line. So I think that last disc should have stayed on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we got to check the rule book on that.
We
But
will. We will.
I believe it's true. I think the court extends a little bit behind that line.
And Dan throws up a block, which kind of doesn't work because Bill is still able to see the weight and scores his own 10 black.
Helps
Oh,
himself
excuse me,
to a
10
10.
red. Excuse me.
Yes. Strike that, as they say.
Strike that. Here comes Dan with the answer.
It's going to leave him a 7.
Answers leave him with a 7.
Oh, if you're going to get rid of that 10, get rid of the 10.
Yes.
You
That
can't be
happens.
lollygagging around. He got cute. He was shooting for the kitchen. He was
Yep.
shooting for the kitchen, and sometimes that's what's going to happen.
Yep, because now
And you know what
do
Bill's going to do? He's going to
It's
capitalize.
right.
He's
Yeah,
going to
he
capitalize.
just did. 15 points for the red team. And that puts the Lawrence Tobin red team at 41 and the Cohens at 29.
I'm going to revisit a familiar theme here, Peter, and this is going to be all about the hammer side right now. I think this is a critical point, not only in this game, but obviously in the match.
I agree with that. Right now they need that hammer to tighten this game back up. Otherwise it might get away from them again.
Could get away from it because the way that Diane and Bill are shooting right now,
Yep.
Thor may as well have the hammer. That's a
Good
Greek
analogy. I like
mythology,
that. I like
right?
that.
Thor,
Yes.
with the hammer,
Yes.
hammer to gods, the old Led Zeppelin.
And Diane answers with an 8. Now at this point, you need to start taking weights off.
You got to get rid of that 8. You can't leave that thing sitting there, that pigeon 8. But you know what she's going to do? She's going to try to drive it right by. Going to pick up a nice 7 on the other side.
She is. She is.
She's got the hammer, so she's got time, and that 8's not going to get in her way, unless of course Diane manages to score up in front of it or block it, which I might consider doing.
Looks like she's coming up to score again. And again, still finding the middle of that court.
Leave it on the line now. If I'm Rachal, I'm going right to an 8 on that side.
I agree with that. And I think that's what she might be doing. Oh, and she throws it a little too short again.
Just a little shorty.
Struggling again
She's
to
a
find her
little short.
speed.
Little short.
What does Diane Tobin do here?
She looks to block up that 8.
I think so.
Pick up
And
a little
here it
something up in
comes.
front.
And that's exactly what she does.
Now you got to bang them both.
You do. And that's that's exactly what Rachal is setting up to do.
She's going to take a good heavy swing this time, too.
She
I don't
does,
think
'cause
there's going to be nothing tentative about this shot. I think we're going to see a 2-step drop. There it is. Contact gets one,
Oh, only
clears her
one.
own disc, though. Lost a scoring
Yeah,
disc on that.
She did.
All right, so we go 8 red only.
So we have 49-29. The score widens.
That's a tough St. Pete. It's a little deep. It's hard to score that 7 behind that thing,
It is very deep.
especially with that little blockage of the artery. But I think Bill's going to try to thread the needle on that
I
side.
think Bill's going to go up the alley now. And that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's a familiar move for him, and he's going to stick that. Oh, he's got some line
came
on
off
it.
the
He's got a
line.
little bit of line on it.
Again, struggling with his speed. It's either too far or catching the line.
So that wax he put on the discs.
I think so.
Oh, did that?
Oh, this could be interesting.
This is the third disc I've seen Dan just get hung up on that line in this game. It's unfortunate because they're good shots.
They
good
are
shots, but they're just not
And here comes the attempt at the split.
in the line.
Oh, but he misses. But he does score 7. But you expected to split.
We'll have another shot at it. All right, Daniel's he's got to get some points. I think maybe is he thinking about the Fuzzy Dumper Barbershop right now?
I think so. Here it comes. And he takes both weights off.
Wow, great shot.
That
Great
was a
shot
great
from Daniel.
shot. Yes.
All right, Bill's going to drive one right down the alley.
He's going to come right back in. Here it comes.
Safety doesn't take a holiday.
But
but maybe.
no.
He just dumped
Oh,
himself.
he
He
did,
just dumped
he did.
himself.
Again.
Self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted.
Right into the soup.
Yes.
Right into the deep stuff.
Again,
into the hot stuff. He's in the kitchen. He's
struggling
in the
with
kitchen.
the speed. Struggling with the speed all
But
the
not
way.
capitalizing. Not
No.
capitalizing.
Wow. Okay. And self-inflicted wound there. Dropping the score to 39-29. Black is back in it with the help of the red.
And it'll be hammer time for the red on this
And it will be.
next 2 frames.
And you know what? To what you said before, the hammer is getting more and more important.
It is true. Can never underestimate the value of the hammer. It's a good tool. It's a good tool, the hammer.
It always
Versatile. You can put nails in. You can pull nails out. You get the back. Unless it's the ball and peen hammer. You can't pull the nails out with
No,
that.
you
That's the
can't.
one with the ball on the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you could,
I'm sure it's got other uses.
but you could always score with it.
The ball and peen, though. What do you use that back side of the hammer for?
You know what? I think it would be. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I have to think about that for a
yeah, but
minute.
you may have to go to the internet on that.
Yeah, we'd have to.
Yeah, but either which way, the hammer and shuffle,
Yep.
very important.
And Rachal looks to take the weight off and almost scores a 10.
Almost picks up a 10. That's going to be a handy block for her, too. She's going to be happy with that shot. Diane's got her eyes on that 8.
She does. She's looking at it. She's lining it up. Here comes her shot. A little bit weak.
Yeah, she's going to score herself an 8.
No.
Oh, she's going to score herself a 7.
She drives by and scores herself a 7, which is not bad because scoring here when you have the lead is what you want to do.
You got to score to win.
And I think Rachal is looking to line up, possibly to go after that 7. And here it comes. Good speed. Oh, but she catches the middle line.
Caught that line and hung on. Did not move off that line.
No, it didn't.
Gone deeper into the line.
Here comes Diane's shot. She's lining it up. Looks like she's coming up that cross court again, and she does. And
Gonna
she's
get a piece
taking
of
the
that
weight
8.
off, and
Oh,
she
and
does.
she did, yeah. Oh.
She takes the 1-8 off, but pushes the other black weight into a 7, so it's a 7-7 tie.
It's a lucky break. Lucky break for black.
Yes. And black is going to look. I think she's going to look to try and take that 7 off. She's pushing it hard. It's what it looks like she's trying to do.
She's gonna get a
And
piece
she
out of the
catches it.
biscuit. Wow,
She
all
catches
right. What a
it.
good shot. A very good
It
shot.
was. Because Diane, even though she has the hammer now, she's down 7 points. So her best bet is to try and just smash
Just lay
a
up and score. Don't get greedy. Don't go looking for that split.
And that's what she's doing.
Right?
That's
Just
what
a
she's doing.
nice, easy 7 or something. And
And
there
that's
it
what
is.
she
And a
does.
nice
7-7.
All right, a pair of 7s.
Yeah, pair of 7s.
Looks like it's to 46 and 36.
Exactly.
So it's interesting when both sides score the same amount of points in the side,
Yes.
the margin remains the same.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
That's neat how math works.
Exactly. And whoever's in the lead just gets that closer
It's
to the win.
It's the beauty of the universe.
Okay, black is out. Red has the hammer. Let's see what Dan does. Does he go offensive or defensive? And he goes defensive. He goes up the alley where Bill would normally score with a 7.
I don't think Bill's going to let that disc sit there
I
very
don't
long.
think he's going to. I think he's just going to come right up there and smack it. And
Yeah,
that's
he's gonna
exactly
get
what
a little
he does.
pleasure, a little pleasure run over
And
into
it's
the
a-
kitchen.
And it is.
That's 10 off.
And it is.
That's absolutely 10 off.
Yep.
Dan's gonna go ahead and clear that. He doesn't. He's not thinking about the patience. He just needs to get rid of that thing. But if you hit it dead on, one goes in, one goes out.
Exactly.
It's a critical shot. Critical shot. He's gonna lean into it, I think.
He's still thinking about it. Not sure what he wants to do.
I'd be aiming right for the top of the second F in the 10 off.
I agree with you, but I think he's... Nope, he does go to clear it, and he does.
Oh, nice shot.
He thought about that for a while. I think maybe he was trying to think about scoring and mitigating.
Oh, this is no time for mitigating.
I agree
You can
with
mitigate in the off season, Peter. This is all about the win. This is a battle for survival. We got to get to a third game.
And Bill, playing a smart game, throws up his block for the alley shot. What's the answer from Dan?
He's going to go score something on his side. Now he's got to keep pace. He doesn't have the hammer to work with.
And he does. He scores a high 7. But Bill's not. He's not.
I think Bill's going to pour it on the right
yeah,
side.
He's going to score. Exactly. Oh, too deep again.
Just a little too long. A little bit.
Yep.
You know, caught that back line. Caught that back line. Could have used the 7. Definitely didn't need the 10 off. So I'd take that as a net win.
Now the only
if
way.
I'm Bill Lawrence right now, I'm going net win on that
Yeah,
shot.
I agree. What Dan needs to do now is score. That takes that strength of that hammer away from Bill. Because if he scores now, Bill will be forced to chase after him.
Yeah, well, if he shoots a nice high 8 on that side, that's an ideal position.
But he goes
he's
for
going
the
the
block.
other side.
He goes for the block.
He's gonna get.
And he's going to score him.
Oh, there's a lucky break.
It
Lucky
was a
break
lucky
on
break.
that. But I'll tell you what, Bill's not going to do. Miss this shot twice.
Agreed.
He steps up, makes a slight adjustment on the disc.
But he's setting up in the center. He's going after the other 7.
Yeah, he's shooting from position 1. Bang.
But he scores no points.
All right, and so no points on that side.
No points.
So score remains at 46 red and 36 black.
Yes, it does. Were you surprised by that move from Bill?
You know, I got to say I was.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That was
I would have thought he was going to come down and score and just move the points up.
yeah, very, very unusual for him to go and chase that 7. I mean, it's not chasing, I guess, if you get it. I think he was probably disappointed he didn't pick up the points on the back end.
No, but that's a hard one when it's so close to the line. It's hard to, take the weight off and keep the score. Ooh, Diane feeling a little bit of the pressure, throws the weight right off the board. Rachal looks like she's got good speed on this one. And it comes in, and she does score the 7. She's starting to get that speed up the alley.
Just a nice, easy 7.
Right. As you would say, a smooth jazz 7.
It's actually a smooth jazz 8.
Oh, is it?
That's just a 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Coming down the left side, we've seen this shot plenty. And this might be heading for the kitchen, and
it
yes,
does.
indeed.
Again, Diane struggling with the speed.
Minus 10. Minus 10.
Now, if you're Rachal, you come in, block that right up.
Yeah, I worry about scoring. I don't worry about their 10 off. That thing can take care of itself. Diane can get a little rattled. She's going to shoot at it. That's a beautiful shot. I
was a
completely
beautiful
agree with that shot. Because now Diane, her partner is saying telepathically to her, don't chase the 10 off.
Right.
Just score.
And looks like she might be chasing that 10 off, though.
I can't against it.
Oh, she's looking to score.
Smart
But
play.
again-
Smart play, but does she get it? She
Again.
does not convert.
That has to be at least the 5th or 6th time she's come straight up the middle and on the line. Okay, Rachel's going to answer back by just
This is a
throwing it.
big scoring opportunity for the Cohens.
And she does another
Does she nail the
one.
8? She does.
Oh, boy.
Wow, so she's looking at
22
a double
points.
deuce.
She got 22 points on the board. and
Roadhouse. Roadhouse. You know why we say Roadhouse?
Yeah, 'cause
Because it's
this-
double deuce. That's the
double
barn
deuce.
in the Roadhouse. I love that movie. Love that movie.
And Diane only
All right.
takes one weight
Takes
off.
one off. All right, so now we
This is
still have a 3-bagger opportunity. This might
is
be
it.
this is the game. This is the game.
This is it. The hammer, Rachal, she pauses, takes a breath. Here comes the shot. The speed looks good. And she comes in and scores.
And she sticks the 8
22.
for the double deuce.
Wow.
Roadhouse. Yeah, Patrick Swayze was in that movie.
Yes, he was.
You saw it. Late Patrick Swayze, right? Didn't we lose Patrick Swayze?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
we
unfortunate. Jeff Healey was in the band.
Yes, he was. He
Yeah.
he played the blind man playing the guitar, right?
Yeah, well, he was a blind
He
man.
is
He
a
is a
blind
blind
man.
Well,
He is a
he was a
blind
blind man.
man.
He's
Yeah,
no
he
longer
is.
with us.
Yeah.
We lost him and Patrick Swayze.
Yep.
Heck of a guitar player, though. Heck
Yes.
of a guitar player.
And Bill quickly answers with an 8 red on the high side. Let's see what Dan does now with the lead. He goes and he clears it, but no score.
Kopech's not even going to look at that. I would
Nope.
take a look at that from up here. I don't know.
And Bill comes up again and he tries to score behind it.
And he
And
doesn't
he
get a taste, and he just leaves it on the line. Leaves it all on the line.
And look at this. He's going to score him. He
Oh.
does.
Easter's choice.
That's an error on Dan.
Gives him the block and the score.
Blocking the score, and Bill's going to quickly block up the weight in front so he can't take it off.
As you're wont to do when you're playing with that lead.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's not playing with a lead. I got to check the score.
58.
Yeah, 58-46. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
22
Oh, yeah, the double
22,
deuce. Yeah,
22.
I got all caught up in talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
the movie.
Right.
You know, I love that movie. Roadhouse. Great Family Guy reference to Roadhouse in one particular episode. Peter Griffin's roundhouse kicking everybody in the episode. Yeah.
Oh, Dan takes another risky shot and takes off the top red weight, which was a block weight. Don't know what he was trying to do there. He really pushed it hard. And Bill throws up another block. Actually, might be even better. But Dan quickly sets up. He's trying again. And I think he's just going to score. And he pushes it too hard right into a 10 off. There's the pressure of the game. Open board syndrome again strikes.
Drive-by soup. Self-inflicted soup right
Self-inflicted.
into the kitchen, right into the 10 off. Just go ahead and take the 10 points right off, Peter.
And
Just
then-
take it off the board right now. Take it off right now.
And they hang on to a very tight 2-point lead.
A tenuous
46 red,
2-point lead.
48 black. And that's the hammer shot, 10 off.
That was a burnt hammer.
That was a burnt
Burnt hammer.
hammer. That was a ball peen hammer.
It's only half good.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Diane hits the top weight and almost throws herself into a 10 off. Rachal, who's been working on that alley, is going to go right back to it. And it looks like she's got it. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, pushed
She
a little
almost
too-
had herself a little taste of the hot
Yes.
stuff.
Pushed a little too hard. And Diane's going to block up that alley and score an 8. That was a nice, smooth jazz 8.
Indeed, a smooth jazz 8. Excellent use in the nomenclature, Peter.
Thank you.
This is why you're a pro.
Oh, Rachal
Misses
misses.
everything in sight.
She comes drive by.
Against all odds. Against all odds. Like that bad Phil Collins song.
Diane's looking to come up the alley herself and score on the other side, and she throws herself into another
the
10
soup.
off.
Into the soup.
Now here it is. I think Rachel's going to try and take that 8 off. And she has a backstop with her weight in the 10 off. This
Could potentially put 2 in.
Could potentially do it.
There's plenty of room back there,
Here's
as we
the
talked
push.
about earlier.
Here's
She's
the
gonna
push. and I
drive it
think
by.
she
She's gonna
drives
drive
it
it
by.
by.
She drove it by.
Drove right by. Missed opportunity. Huge mitigation chance here
Yes,
for
yes.
Diane.
I think you score here and you walk away with some positive points. Whatever you do here, you're taking the lead. And that's what she tries to do. But it's, again, pushed hard, and pushes right past. So she has a -2.
So -2 only. -2 red only. So we go to 44 and 48.
I'm going to do a score check.
All right, Peter just confirmed the score with the crew on the ground, and we're indeed correct. It is 44 and 48.
42.
Oh, it's 42.
48.
Oh, geez. Check our math.
First 2 shots from the men. No score. We have 2 8s on the board, hugging lines.
So the scoring opportunity, you got to get those things out of there.
Yep, he's looking to split his weight. He drops it in there, doesn't have enough on it, and
Now he's got
hits
2
another
on the
line.
line. He's got 2 on the line.
That's a double
Now,
split.
if I'm Bill, I haul off and whack him. I get rid of both those black discs.
And that might be what he does.
No time to get cute.
No, but
He does go cute. He chooses cuteness
He does, and
over
he
firepower, and he drops a 7 in
drops a
there.
7 in there.
Wow. That was some kind of poise on that shot.
It was. I don't know if that's exactly what he wanted to do. He may have missed his shot and just got lucky.
Well, you know what they say, Peter?
Yep.
That's shuffle.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
It's good to be both lucky and good, though.
So it is. So
Get a piece.
and
Get
there
a
it
piece,
is.
and there's a 2-bagger conversion.
Yep,
Now you got to go in there and bang it out.
I think so.
At least that disc that's hanging on the line on the other
Nope, but
side.
he does push it easy again to score in front of it.
But is he going to try to get that 7 of his?
Oh, but he does.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. It's a missed
is.
shot. A rare missed shot from Bill
Now,
Lawrence.
do you try and do a double split and split your other weight?
I think you got to.
Score
You got
4
to. You got to
weights?
go for it.
Score
But you know what?
4
He
weights?
could push that yellow 7 over if he does that. You see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah.
If he goes in and gets the 8
Yeah, if he
with
does.
that
yeah.
line disc.
That's a hard shot, though.
There's a lot of things that need to happen.
I think he's going to try and split his weight. He's going to split that one that's on the line right now.
The smart move is probably just to lay up with an 8 on the other side. You got an open board on the other side. Why go messing with that? I don't know. Let's see what he does.
I don't know. I might score in front of it because, with a guy like Bill and you hit an open board 8, he'll throw you right into the soup.
Oh, yeah, Bill's got another disc left.
He
I was
does.
not considering
He
that.
does. He
Yeah,
does. He's got
maybe
the
you go
hammer.
high 8. You go high 8 and protect the racket.
Let's see what he does.
Leave that right side for Bill. What's he going to do? I mean, he could push that.
There it is. He's going to try and push that weight.
He's going to try to block up that
He blocks
side.
up that side.
That's a smart move because Bill, that 7 that's hanging out down there
Yeah.
on the line.
I think Bill's going to scream this one in and knock out a few weights.
He's shooting from position 1, lining up at position 1.
And
Oh, he's going to go nice, easy, and see if he can bang, bang. Oh, wow.
I think he
wow.
scored
I
all
think,
4 of his weights.
I think he's got a 4-bagger.
He scored all 4 of his weights.
Hold for your number. That might be the game.
29 red.
Is that the game? Is that enough? I know it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough, folks, because I'm looking at the crowd reaction. But wow, that was some kind of a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with the game, scoring 4 discs, that's hard enough to do when you're just playing for fun. When you're playing a big money game like this, it's near impossible. That is a heck of a shot.
Hold for your score adjustment.
Holding for a score adjustment. We just got okay. Yep. Check with the Audit Bureau circulation. And we're at 71 and 63.
Okay, Diane with her shot. Oh, almost scores the 8 on the opposite side.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is a critical hammer side, the Cohens.
You know what? I think it's always a critical hammer side.
For the most part. Maybe not that opening frame when everybody's kind of like settling in. But
Diane,
certainly now, when you're facing elimination from the mixed doubles tournament.
Yep. And oh.
She's going to push that
Oh,
in.
she
I
does.
don't know. Let's see.
She
We're gonna
does.
wait for a measurement from Mr. Burn.
Yep, it's a score.
You
It's a
think they
score.
could indicate up to the booth?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, why is Mike keeping that to himself?
He's looking the wrong way.
He's got Connors bringing a beer.
And Diane quickly goes to block it up and does a fairly decent job. She gets her weight in front, but not completely out of the sight of Rachal, who's going to definitely go after it now. And here comes, and it looks like she has a good... Oh, it's a 7-7. She hits the top block. Diane will look to block it again, knowing that that's the weight that wins the game.
Any score wins. Any score wins the game and the match on yellow.
Oh, but she doesn't do it. She goes across on the other side and scores again.
Not now. Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Now you got to get them both.
Or knock one into a 10 off. Oh, and she goes with the speed, and she takes the first weight off. Now it's up to Diane to block that weight. Well, if Diane was smart, she'd come down her rally and score.
Yeah, exactly.
Come down your rally and score.
You can't get those 2 sevens off.
But she's looking to block. And she pushed it a little hard. Oh, she leaves herself with an opening. Rachal needs nothing more than to just take that weight off.
Just got to clear that thing. Don't have to bang it. You just got to contact it. You got to get it off. It's coming hard. It's coming fast. And bang.
That's it. She does it.
All right. She'll hand the reins over to her husband.
Who will still have the hammer on this round. So
he's going to have the hammer, but they still got some wood to chop.
Yep.
Can't give up a protected score to Bill. No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
But at the same time, having 63, you score a couple of weights yourself, and you could potentially take the game away from him.
Yeah, a 2-bagger gets you right there. A pair of 8s.
And Bill quickly goes
enough.
to the...
An 8 and a 7?
To the block.
That's enough. 2 scores is enough, really, at this point, right? 14.
He
if you get
throws up his
14,
block.
you'd have 77.
And Dan knowing just that, he immediately goes to the
Goes
score.
right to the 7. Goes to the kitchen bait. Now the question is...
Forcing Bill to chase. And that's exactly what he does.
He's got to go right after that thing, and he's going to be looking to dump that thing.
He's looking to dump it.
But a little too strong.
Scores, but he does score the 7 there, but he leaves it open. It's a high 7. So mostly
Daniel's got to dump this thing.
And the speed
Can he
looks good.
get it to the barbershop?
Oh, he does not. There's no score on the board, and Bill will immediately go and attack the alley where he put up his block. And he looks like he's going to come up short, and he does. Dan will go to look to split now, and this split could be the game. Here it is. And the speed's good, but it's offline, and he only scores the top 8. Bill's going to look to take the 8 off. Does he have enough? Does he have
He's
enough?
got the 8, and he's going to...
He scores a 7. Oh, boy. Now, if Dan takes the 8 off and scores...
Could be for the win. Could be for the win. Could be for the win.
Could be for the win. This is the shot for the win.
And a forced game 3. I got to think Dan's thinking about all these things.
He is. He's looking at the score. He's looking back at the score. He knows what he has to do. He's a seasoned veteran now. He knows what the score is.
You can feel the tension. You can feel the tension in the arena.
You can.
Can't imagine what's going through his mind. Just got to execute.
He's thinking about what he's going to do with that 8. Because he hits straight on. He has potential of taking his own weight out.
You got to get it on the side. Try to push it across.
He's got to hit it hard on the side.
You get that thing right at about 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock, and you're good. He's
There's
going
the push.
for it. He's got contact. Oh, he leaves it. Oh, but wait, 15. Is that enough?
15-7.
15 for them is how much? 60, 68 to
68.
I think it's tied.
It's tied.
78-78. Wow. All right. Now it gets exciting.
I think this is a first for Montclair Beach Club Shuffleboard. 78-78 tie. I don't think I've ever seen it in all my years here.
This is the biggest crowd I think I've seen for a mixed doubles match.
For a mixed doubles?
This is like a quarterfinal. I don't even think this is a semifinal.
It is only a
This might be like the first round. I think Bill and Diane had a bye. I don't even think they played a match yet.
It is amazing.
What are we even doing here?
I don't even know. practicing.
No, we're here to bring you the wonderful world of shuffle. Yes.
Wow. So, folks, here we
Wow.
go. 78-78. Red has the final shot, the hammer. Rachal is going to go up the line. She's lining up to go up the line. That's what's gotten her here. Again, both ladies shooting up the line pretty well. And here's her shot. And it looks good. The speed is good.
Let's go right.
Oh, and she just catches the line.
Almost in the hot stuff.
Almost in the hot stuff. You can tell the stress. The stress makes you push harder. Okay, here comes Diane's shot. Now, she's smart. She uses that as a backstop, and she comes right in front of it. And there's her shot. Again, it looks like straight up the middle on the line.
Yeah, she's going to catch that line again.
Yeah,
she's not going to like it.
She's pushing that line a lot.
She shouldn't be surprised by the result because we've seen this before.
Yeah,
We've seen this before.
She needs to adjust. Rachal adjusts her speed. And it looks like she's going to come in and score that 7 this time, and she does.
Yeah, that's a big score.
That's a very big score. That's a big score.
It's pretty well protected. That's a tough disc to see from over there. Diane's going to take a look at it from position 1. She's got no choice.
And she does go after it.
Is it going to go wide? No, she's going to make contact. She's going to get it.
Oh.
Does not leave the kitchen, though. That would have been something. If
that would have been amazing.
Managed to get in there.
But it's no score on the board
10
right now.
off, but she's
no
not
score
10
on the
off.
board.
No score on the board. And, of course, the match stands at... well, the match is 1-0, but this particular game, 2, is tied at 78 apiece.
Oh, and look at this. I think she just scored a very high 8 on the line. That's good.
All right, the officials are indicating it's a scoring disc.
Yes, and Rachal really scoring straight up that line. And here comes Diane to clear it again.
Pushes it over to the other 8.
Oh, my God. This could be it, because if Rachal can put up the right block, this could be it.
Is she thinking about the block, Peter?
I think she's...
she's thinking about the block?
Yes. She is. She's lining up for the block.
She made a move that indicates that she's shooting for the block.
Yep. Here it comes. It looks pretty good. She might even be scoring.
She may even score.
Oh, my God.
Wait. Now the 8's still good. 8 is still good.
Wait. Let's see. The 8 is still good. Almost took herself off.
Now, as Diane tries to clear this 8...
She could possibly score herself. She shouldn't throw it that hard. She should take a nice stroke. She could be scoring herself and winning the game.
Yeah, I think she can score that 8 that sits on the line.
Here it comes. Here comes the shot.
This is for all the marbles right here.
This is it. And she scores herself and wins.
For the win. For the win.
For the win and the match.
All right.
The win and the match.
The win and the match. All right.
There we go. That was an amazing tournament.
All right, let's go for the...